Good afternoon, people. It is Wednesday, June 5th, 2019, 1:20 p.m. People, I'm back. And it's been a long time. I've been away since, I think it was like February or March of 2018. It's been a long time. But you know what? I just had to get some things off my chest. This might end up being a rant today, okay? I don't know if I'm going to continue to do it, but I just needed to rant about some things because I am seeing and hearing the most outlandish things these days in the media, okay? From CNBC and these so-called experts on what is happening in the economy and this and that. And I hear and I listen, and I'm just getting so riled up about it, okay, that I just had to get on and say something, all right? Now, I've known for a long time, many people have known for a long time, this is all about one thing, cheap money. That's all it's ever been about, right? Just cheap money. Give us cheap money. Feed us. That's what the stock market wants, okay? If there's anybody out there today that had any doubt that this was about something more than cheap money, okay, I hope after the last 2 days that you've come to realize that that's the only thing that matters. If you still have any inkling of a doubt that this is about earnings and all this other stuff and the economy is doing well, then I don't know how to get through to you, okay? Because if yesterday proved one thing, okay? The stock market wants cheap money from the Fed, and the Fed is more than happy to give the stock market what they want, okay? It's just that simple. You know, I used to hold up this picture, right? The usual suspects, there they all are, right? But you know what? They're not suspects. They're culprits. They're guilty, okay? They've been found guilty, okay? They're culprits, okay? There's Powell. He moved to the head of the class, right? He used to be down here. He had a little picture down here, right? But I moved him up to the head of the class now, right? Okay? And there's Greenspan, right? There's the Don down there, the Don. He's the one that started it all, right? The maestro, the Don, okay? There they all are. Some of them are probably retired now, but you know, they don't ever go away. They just come back on CNBC and they jawbone the market. That's all they do. They don't ever go away, you know? These are the usual culprits now. And you know what? It's not just the Fed, okay? It's the ECB, it's the Bank of China, the Bank of Japan. Maybe I should have, I think, a different version for those as well. Okay, the ECB version and the Chinese version and the Japanese version, all right? Because they're all the same. It's not just the Fed. It's every single one of them, all right? Powell comes out yesterday, okay, and he basically says, oh, yeah, we're ready to do whatever it takes to keep this expansion going. What expansion is he talking about? There's no expansion. What he means is he'll do whatever it takes to keep these asset bubbles going up, okay? Expansion. They had, 27,000 new jobs created this month, right? ADP payroll. On Friday, we'll get the non-farm payroll. Nobody's working. You got side gigs, right? If you're retired or should have had the opportunity to retire, you got to go to Target, right? And Home Depot and maybe Amazon, right? Or drive an Uber cab, right? That's what you got to do now. Okay? But don't tell me this nonsense expansion. The only thing that's inflating is these asset bubbles, except for gold and silver. Everything else can go up. People can spend $100 million on a painting. Somebody the other day bought some statue for like $90 million or something like that. Everything can go up and up and up and up. As long as gold and silver are not invited to the party, everything is fine. Okay? I don't get it. I really don't. So somebody out there who tells me that gold and silver is not manipulated, I'm all ears. I want you to come up with a cohesive, coherent argument how gold and silver is not being manipulated, and come to me. I'd be more than happy to listen. Okay? Speaking of gold and silver, gold especially, right? What did I always say, people? What's my line in the sand? 1340. I've said it many, 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 many months. That is hard resistance. That is the line that they are going to throw everything, including the kitchen sink, at to keep gold under that line, right? We've seen it over and over and over again. Oh, and there's people like, oh, it's going to blow through 1340. No, it's not. It hasn't, right? Here we go again, right? Gold's going down, 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 down. Then it does this about face and starts to go up, and it goes up, and it goes up. And as it gets closer to 1340, we have that blow off top to push it over 1340. And then what do? Boom. They bang it again, right? And that's what they did today. There it is. It went up over that 1340 line. Boom. That's the middle finger. Did gold get the middle finger again? Because I've said that. I mean, it doesn't quite look like the usual pattern, but kind of does. You got a couple of knuckles there, and then there's the middle finger, right? Usually it's straight up and then straight down. Looks like a middle finger. Did they do it again to gold today? It's very possible. Very possible. Okay? I mean, I woke up, it was $15. It was like $13.45. All right, maybe this is it. But I've learned to keep my enthusiasm in check because I've seen this game over and over and over again. And I will submit to you that yesterday's price action in gold was actually better than today's. Because yesterday gold was up $1, down $1, basically flat, kind of struggled, right, all day. Really wasn't doing much of anything, right? It ended up, I think, maybe up a dime or 60, whatever it was right there. But it had every right to go down to $10, $15 yesterday. In the face of the Dow being up over 500 points and stocks off to the races yesterday, gold had every right to go down yesterday, but it held its own, and I was pretty encouraged by that. Okay, because it's always been right for many years now. Who needs gold? We have stocks, right? Who needs gold? We have stocks. That's basically what it is. So this is a great party, right? The Fed keeps filling up the punch bowl, and they'll keep filling it up, filling it up, filling it up. But I am going on record. I am telling you people, there is no way out of this. Once they embarked on this road to nowhere, there's no U-turns, okay? There's no going back. We're going straight towards the edge of a cliff. There's no doubt about it. There is no way out of this mess, right? That was a movie, right? No Way Out, something like that, right? There's no way out. They have to keep giving the stock market more and more cheap money. Remember, I was like that off-Broadway show a year or two back. I talked about Little Shop of Horrors, right? That plant that comes down from outer space. Beautiful plant. Looks great, right? But it feeds on blood. And the little shopkeeper, he would give him a little, prick his finger now and then, boom, boom, boom. And it was happy, but it needed more and more and more, right? Then he had to slice a whole, then eventually he had to feed him a whole person, right? The dentist. Right, the dentist always give him the dentist, right? Yeah, that's what the market is. And if anyone wants to come out and say it's something more than that, come on, are they kidding me on CNBC? Are they really kidding me? What's his name? This guy Fisher came out just today, and said, "Oh, the Fed isn't as relevant as people think." Are you kidding me? The Fed isn't as relevant as people think. It's all about the Fed. And that's all it is, cheap money. Yeah, I'm just going on now, people, because it's just becoming a rant. But that's where I'm at. It's so obvious. They don't even want to pretend anymore. There's no pretense anymore. So that's pretty much it, people. I look around, I see inflation everywhere, okay? But the Fed, they can't see it. They can't see it. No, we're not getting our 2% inflation target. They're not getting their 2%. Everything is inflating. Stocks inflating, okay? I mean, it's all over the place. Prices everywhere inflating, but they don't see it. They just don't see it, all right? Now Powell comes out yesterday. He talks about this lower bound, right? This lower bound, right? Because what's going to happen, right? They don't have a cushion now. They're practically at zero already, okay? They can't go much lower. They're gonna lower rates. They'll have a 25 basis point cut, maybe 50, maybe 75. They're going to do it. It's only a matter of when and how much. But that might not be enough. So now it's quantitative easing, right? What used to be an emergency measure, quantitative easing. Now it's a conventional tool. Now it's another arrow in their quiver. Just keep printing more and more money. There is no way out of this situation, people. There's no way out. Unconventional tools are now conventional tools. They'll do whatever it takes to keep this stock market from imploding. They don't even want to pretend anymore. Oh, they're doing it for the public. No, they're not. So, I don't know, people. I'm going to leave you with one thing. There's a verse in the Bible, Revelation 6:6, and it talks about a bushel of wheat for a penny and barley for a penny, and it says, "See thou hurt not the oil and the wine." And I'm sure there's lots of interpretations about that verse, but the way I read that verse, okay, a penny back in the day, that was a man's daily wages, right? And you needed to work a whole day just to put some bread on the table, right? That's what it's coming to, right? You needed to work a whole day just for your daily sustenance because everything was so expensive, right? But see thou hurt not the oil and the wine. Just as long as the stock market can keep going up and people can buy their $100 million paintings and their $90 million statues, everything is fine. Don't hurt that. Right? That's what the Fed cares about. Okay? So, people, you just got to be really, really careful. All right? Because there's so much nonsense out there. Like I say, I've been hearing these most outlandish things. Okay? And you know what burns me up the most? You know what's one of the things that burns me up? These weasels at the Fed, they're going to get away with it. They're going to get away with it because they're going to blame the tariffs. Okay, oh, it was the tariff. As a matter of fact, I forget who it was, but a couple of weeks ago, one of these Fed heads went on CNBC and he said, oh, well, you can't blame the Fed. That's their excuse, right? But it is the Fed. It's these culprits right here. That's who it is, all right? But they're going to get away with it, all right? And they're going to blame the tariffs, all right? How these people have any credibility left is beyond me. I really don't know. It's a complete mystery. It's all BS. Like The Big Short, right? It's time to call BS on what? On everything. That's how I look at things. It's time to call BS on what? On everything. So people, be careful out there. I think we're in one day. It's gonna, the proverbial watt is gonna hit the fan. There's no doubt about it. Just a matter of when. It's a mathematical certainty at this point, as far as I'm concerned. So be careful, be safe, and who knows? Maybe I'll do another one of these. But it was good to get that off my chest because it's been mind-boggling these last couple of days. Anyway, good to hear from you people. Stay safe. Ciao.